Hey and welcome, msKIRAspeaks. Before we get started, I ask that you watch the videos till the end, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. We're back again for another episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 14, Episode 2, All Aboard the Gaslight Express. Now, already with the title, I say, here we go with the BS. And the episode opens with Miss Sonia. Now, did you guys see that picture of Sonia and Mama Sharon floating around these internets on Mother's Day? Cute, cute, cute. So Sonia got a new pot set and her sis Sheree says, who's she fooling? She does not cook. It turns out Sonia has moved everybody, including her sister Sheree, her husband, and their 2 kids into the Ross compound. So the plan is for them to live together for a year and then to permanently move to Atlanta into their own homes. Sonia's sister is her hairstylist and her mom manages her. And it looks like it gets quite real up in the Ross house. Now, I didn't know that Sonia used to have a reality show on WeTV. I'm going to have to look that up and see if I can find it. Have you guys seen it? Drop that down in the comments and let me know. We are at Château Sheree with Miss Thelma, and Kenya is on the way. When Kenya gets there, Sheree takes Kenya into her finished basement, complete with bar, an entertainment room, spa room, and a lounge. And Miss Kenya likes what she sees. Sheree and Kenya have come a long way. Kenya and Sheree start talking about the gala, and Miss Sheree, she starts to bone collecting. Sheree gets Sonia on the phone to confirm, and she does. Kenya shades Marlo for wearing a wig after her Bosley hair implants, but Kenya insists it's all love. So Sheree tells Kenya that apparently Drew left her phone behind and her assistant had to come to get it. Kenya says that Candy had said that Drew and Sheree share the same assistant. He was Sheree's assistant for 3 years, and said assistant is running his mouth. Yikes. Sheree says she barely uses him, and then Kenya fills her in on Ralph's entanglements. Sheree says perhaps Drew should be worried about that. Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. We are at Drew's house, and the people want to know how Drew is affording a chef and multiple assistants. What say you? Drop that on down in the comments for your sis. Ralph and Drew talk Le Archive, and Ralph says he enjoyed talking to Todd. Speaking of Todd, Drew says Candy brought up the assistant's Instagram. She sure did. Ralph says she's fired, but apparently they keep in contact. And Ralph, I'm gonna let you finish. Before I let you finish gaslighting Drew, I just want to say I hope these folks are not on TV playing with their marriage. In her confessional, it's clear that Drew knows that Ralph is just here to confuse her. She asks what the lady looks like. Ralph's response, she's a 50-year-old woman. That's supposed to mean Ralph, and that's kind of what Drew has said too. Ralph tries to say that Drew had it out from the woman from day one, and I just, So Drew says she doesn't believe that Ralph is gaslighting her. This is in her confessional. And the shady producers are like, do you know what the definition of gaslighting is? These producers are not here to play these seasons. So Drew looks it up. She's like, gaslighting? Oh, okay. And it's like she has a light bulb moment as production runs the receipts. Child, did I just give Drew too much credit just a second ago? Dang, come on, Drew, I was rooting for you. So Ralph wants Drew to tell him to never speak to the lady again. But Ralph, are you not an adult? And the conversation doesn't get any better. So we see Munty Marlo, and she is helping with a homecoming look. And then we see Kenya playing with Brooklyn. And then we're back to Sheree's house where her daughter Tiara talks podcast. And I must say, Sheree does have some really good looking kids. Miss Tiara is talking sex and relationships on her podcast. And I said, I might have to go find this podcast and check her out. So we see Candy at home talking to her co-producer. And I had no idea that Candy was a producer for the Broadway play, Thoughts of a Colored Man. I heard that's doing well. Todd comes in and Candy is on cloud 9, but she is overwhelmed and says she needs a little bit of help. Candy starts talking about Todd taking multiple vacations. He says she's gone for months on end and disrupts the flow also. Miss Candy says, but she's working. And in her confessional, Candy says her and Todd are not on the same page. Now, bravo. I know y'all are not about to play with me with Miss Candy and Todd. Don't do it, okay? They start talking about renovating the pool room, and we find out that Todd has an apartment in Jersey. Candy is crickets for her as Todd is talking, and we find out that it's a condo that Todd had with his ex, and it's sitting there empty. Candy says her name ain't on it, and she ain't got no keys, but deep down, she don't really want that energy. And did Todd say his name ain't on that house? Drop down in the comments and let me know if that's what Todd has said. Coming into the candy factory is Marlo, talking about, is this a rough area? Shade. Marlo is all glammed up in her little gown while Candy is doing a Halloween photo shoot. Marlo talks about being a Munty in her confessional, and I am digging this look and this short hair. What is your favorite confessional look so far? Drop it on down in the comments for me. Candy gives Marlo her props for putting the gala together following the bone-carrying drama. Then they talk about Marlo spoiling the boys, and Candy basically says that black boys deserve to be spoiled. Like, if they got it, they don't got to come from the struggle. We can have affluence too. Come on, Candy, because you know Riley is not struggling for nothing. She thanks Candy for all the gifts, but she wants Candy to be a little more hands-on. Candy says, be the type of friend you want. I know that's right. Then Candy goes into Marlo acting brand new around the girls because Candy knew Marlo from before because she used to date somebody in Candy's family. Ralph tells Drew to keep her schedule open so they can get back to them, and Drew feels like he's just putting their issues on the back burner because he is. Todd heads on over to Blaze and he meets up with Ralph and Ross, and we find out that the handsome Ross is 39. Oh yeah. And Ralph, he's 39. Oh, no, he's 38. Right? He can't, to save his life, he just cannot. Stays telling a story. And Todd is 48 and has scheduled a colonoscopy. So Ross wants more kids. And never mind Candy being too busy, the wives are talking about Ralph and this assistant. Todd said, here come the bullshit. And thank you, Todd, because you already know what time it is. Ralph says he can't find a massage therapist. And Ralph, he just sounds foolish. And Todd is lightweight clowning him. And I don't know why I put down lightweight, because Todd was not being lightweight. Todd was giving him straight, no chaser, clowning him straight to his face because he sounded silly. Thank you, Todd. You better know, because Miss Candy, she don't play. And Sonya, she look like she don't play either. And even in the confessional, Ralph sound like a straight up insert clown face, okay? So Marlo's assistants, plural, happen to be a couple. I can't remember whether they were married or not, but they help out with the boys. Marlo says that she didn't have the birds and bees talk with Michael, but she did have that Me Too conversation. I guess. Marlo says she grew up rough. Her mom was getting high. Damn. And she says that foster care was her safe haven. She reminisces on the one prom she did go to. And when I tell you, she is just basically giving these boys everything that she didn't have. And I'm totally here for it. They deserve it. They seem like good kids. And like I said in the last review, we need to see that softer side of Marlo, because Marlo was fussing the girls out last episode. And I hope that's not what we're going to see the entire season, is just Marlo fussing folks out. So Drew and Ralph again. And he got her a dress. And there's a glam team, and there's a driver of some sorts to pick her up and take her somewhere. And all I can think of is, Drew, please don't fall for the okie doke. But she says she feels like Beyonce. So they're at Ralph's Taylor's showroom for dinner. And he says in the confessional that he wants Drew to know that no one can come close to her. Then just stop with the shenanigans, Ralph. Just cut it out. How about that? So Drew says she appreciates it, but she's being real about the situation. She feels like she's always walking on eggshells, and I was just waiting for it all to fall apart. And Ralph says he wants to talk their issues in therapy, and he just wants to have a good night. And then it goes left. Ralph tells Drew she needs a session on how to speak men appropriately. Drew says that basically he could use the same because he doesn't know how to talk to women either. And then it's back and forth about what the therapist had said. And next thing I know, Drew is in tears and she walks away and she says she's tired. And then she comes back and Ralph says, "This is BS. Doing stuff for you is not the move. I regret doing this," Ralph says. And then he walks away. And that is where we end. Child, what did y'all think of this episode? Please drop your thoughts down below in the comments. I did my recap a little differently this time. Sorry guys, you just gonna get what you gonna get. If you have made it this far, put that holding head emoji down in the comments for Ralph, because yikes, okay? I hope you'll come back and join me for my recap of episode 3. While you're here, please check out some of my other content. Thank you. And before you go, like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you. Peace.